The body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez has been returned to her family more than 2 weeks after she was found dead in the trunk of a car registered to singer David. Police have searched a Hollywood Hills home linked to David, and tonight questions remain about how this teen died. TMZ's Harvey Levin joins us now with the latest. Always good to have you, Harvey. This is such a mystery in that, as far as we know, and correct me if I'm wrong, the coroner released Celeste's body. So does this mean that they have determined how she died?
That doesn't necessarily mean that, Marla. What it means is they've done the testing they need to do to determine that. For example, and I don't know that this is the case here, and maybe it's not because of how decomposed the body was, that if they do a toxicology on a body, that can take several months to get the cause of death if it involves any kind of a substance. So they would release the body even if the cause of death is undetermined pending the results of toxicology. That's one example. But they could release the body as long as they've done all of the testing that they could possibly do. And maybe they have made a determination. If they have not released it yet, and maybe they haven't. And remember, this body was in such bad shape that they didn't even know if it was a man or a woman, initially.
Oh my God, that's so horrific to think about. And it was the stench from the car that alerted people like what's going on inside that car. And sure enough, have you determined the exact relationship between David and Hernandez?
Well, look, I mean, there is no doubt that they knew each other, they interacted with each other a lot. And, if I can go back in time, that, when the police came out and said that they identified a body in his car, all they really said was she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said SHHH. We got a tip that it was Celeste Rivas. We contacted Celeste's mom, and her mom told us two things. That yes, Celeste had a tattoo, it was red on her right index finger, and two, she was dating a guy named David. So I called the LAPD homicide detective in charge of this and just said, look, we just got this tip. You're trying to find who the body, who it is. And we gave the detective the name and phone number of the mother. And then a couple of days later, they said it was Celeste. So the word David surfaced, before they even identified the body. Now, I can't tell you that the David she was talking about is David the singer. But now when you look and you see the two of them, on social media together, you see the two of them in photos together, you see he was in Lake Elsinore, very close to her family house. There definitely was some kind of a relationship. We just don't know what kind.
Okay, so we were just seeing the images from Skyfox of this Hollywood Hills home linked to him. And then there are reports that he has since ended the lease to that house. What are you hearing about that?
Well, we know that they have.
Okay.
It was done by a mutual decision after the search warrant that the owner of the house, who lives out of state, and the person from Interscope, who actually is on the lease, they came to a mutual agreement to end the lease. It's interesting. I will tell you one thing, that they have security cameras at the house, and obviously there's something the police would love to get. The owner of the house doesn't have access to the security cameras because what happened is the owner allowed each of the tenants he was renting to have that access so it wouldn't look like the owner was spying on the tenant. So it's up to the tenant. We don't know if this particular tenant agreed or whether the LAPD is going to get a subpoena. But to quote Brendan Carr, they will do it the easy way or the hard way. And if they have to get a subpoena, they will.
Yeah, and now you got me thinking of Jimmy Kimmel. That's a whole different conversation when you bring up Brendan Carr. Let's talk more, though, about David and the fact that he's not in custody. He did cancel his tour. That's pretty new. Are you surprised that no one's in custody? How soon can we expect an arrest?
No idea. No idea. And we don't even know there's a suspect. I mean, you know, even if there is, listen, the police don't have to publicly announce there is a suspect. Remember Brian Koberger, they didn't announce it, but they knew it. So they didn't announce it, and we don't know that they have one. I have rarely seen the LAPD play their cards as close to the vest as they are in this case. They are on lockdown. There is some radio silence here that personally, I find unusual, just based on the way things have operated, you know, as long as we've been around for 20 years. So I can't tell you that. That's saying a lot,
Harvey.
Well, Marla, I will tell you this. There's just something odd about this case. And, you know, when you think about it, how does a body end up on Doheny Drive, which is a busy residential street, just parked there, knowing that it's going to get picked up because it's abandoned, with a body in the trunk, cut up, and it's close to his house? How do you connect those dots? I mean,
or how do you not connect the dots?
Well, you could say that,
yeah.
But then again, if you really think it through, that's an odd place to leave a body.
Yeah.
And you know, and one of the things that I found in my career is that sometimes what seems obvious just isn't the case.
It's not always Occam's razor.
Yeah, and there are just some things about this that are just bizarre. You know, when did she die? And how long was this body carted around, and where was it? And how did it end up cut up in the trunk? You know, listen, maybe some of it, maybe it will be obvious, but I don't think it automatically is. So I don't think this is a case where you jump to conclusions.
All right, well, we're doing our best not to. That's why we have you, Harvey Levin.
Oh, I'm not saying you.
No.
I'm not saying you.
No,
but if you look at social media, I mean, case closed.
Right, of course. Well, social media, my goodness, sometimes you don't want to look at social media. Harvey Levin from TMZ, thank you as always.
Thanks, Marla.